Oh, hello. It is Monday, and I continue to really enjoy this setup. You know what I'm saying? I think perhaps I can slide. Let me slide that like this way a little bit so that we can. Yeah, there we go. Now we talking. Now we got the full setup. You know what I'm saying? And it is another Monday, and it's good to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be. Oh, we got brother Soul Life in the building, and you the first one in here today. What's going on with you, man? How you doing? And we got Jenny Jupiter in the building. The new year is starting off very strong, very strong. Busy, but things are going well. And it's probably not surprising to you or anybody else. And I should probably say this before Fritz will come in. Oh, it's too late. Fritz in here. I was just about to say I still haven't done my laundry, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And the reason I'm gonna do it tomorrow is because I'm just, I still have to go to the laundromat type of deal. Normally I just do my own laundry. I just do laundry at my own apartment, but the apartment I've been staying in for the last several years doesn't have a washer and dryer. And going to the laundromat isn't that big of a deal. It's just the going there. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. It's just the going there. And but I'm gonna go tomorrow because uh tomorrow I'm gonna be on the damage report with John, which I'm looking forward to. I was on with John and Senator Nina Turner on Friday on the power panel for the first hour. And that went really well. That was a lot of fun. So every time I'm on with John, I really enjoy it. I like John a lot. So I'm looking forward to that. But that's at what time does that start? Oh, that starts at noon my time. So then yeah, I'm gonna go to the laundromat early. I'm gonna get up earlier, go to the laundromat, get that out the way, do the string and then do the show with John tomorrow. Do other stuff here. I ain't nothing wrong with my hands. You feel me? I'll just wash me a few pairs of drawers and that'll be good. I'm going to hand wash some drawers this evening and then I'll take my ass to the laundromat tomorrow. Problem solved. We good. You feel me? Oh, well, oh, it's all good. But see, that's why now, and I'm going to continue to keep the habit of, posting videos from the stream because then it doesn't matter as much when I do the stream because I'm staying consistent. But, like when we're still in startup phase, so I'm not necessarily going to do the stream at the same time every day. Nonetheless, we have a variety of things to go into today. Who else we got in the building? We got BCat, we got Julio. What's going on, Julio? We got Libby. Oh, and Libby, I need to get on top of that. I apologize for that. I need to get on top of what we discussed, and I will. Hold on, we got El Teddy in the building. Nice. Well, good to have you back, man. Caroline, hello. What's going on? Morbius. All right, man. It's all good. We got Teddy in the building. All right, so we got a variety of things that we're gonna go over today. So let's go ahead and get to it. And matter of fact, let's start off with Katie Porter. Let's go ahead and just start off with this. Ugh, man. Whatever little cold I had from when I was away visiting family in St. Louis. My little niece has got me sick with some type of cold, but it's not that bad. I just got the sniffles. I just I be sneezing but other than that, it's not that big of a deal. But it is present. It's lingering. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, after this stream, I'm gonna call my dad. We gonna have a laugh about that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got Aaron. Oh, Mara and Aaron and Sunflower Sunshine. Hello, welcome. All right. Now let's see what's up with this. Katie Porter. I really like Katie Porter a lot. Earmark. Oh, sorry, y'all. The sniffles. Earmark ban. One way of fighting subtle forms of corruption. Former law professor, one of three House Democrats vying for open Senate seats. When it came to directing federal funds for projects and causes back home, the late Senator Dianne Feinstein of California was among the chamber's most committed members. Feinstein, who died in September, obtained $145 million in earmarks individually or in combination with fellow California Senator Alex Padilla in that chamber's spending bills for the current fiscal year, which put her in the top 20 among senators. Now, Representative Katie Porter, one of three House Democrats seeking to replace Feinstein, is calling for an end to earmarks, which Senate appropriators who manage them call, quote, congressionally directed spending. She says such special projects reinforce inequities and drain resources from undeserved communities. I think Katie Porter has a very strong chance of becoming senator, even if it's not, this go round. Even if it's not in this go round to replace Dianne Feinstein directly, I think she has a very strong chance of becoming senator one day. And I think that even with things like redistricting and stuff like that, I think that she still has shown herself to be, even such that people who aren't like hard right can still go with her because you can kind of she's a stateswoman, like there are politicians and then there's statesmen. She's a statesman, she's a stateswoman. That's what she is. So I think that her political future is very strong, very secured. Hold on, what? Hold on, let's see. Oh no, Fritz, I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that, but we'll have to talk about that. All right, let's see. You said Trump off the ballot in Nevada. Are you serious? Hold up, I'm gonna have to open that up on something else. Trump, Nevada. Hold up, we gonna get this, um, but yeah, no, I think Katie Porter's political future is oh, that's the primary ballot. Oh Jesus, this dude. I mean, well, it just shows how much Trump really has going on and like his demise. There is at the end of the day, everybody's human, and even if he wins the presidency, his kind of natural demise and his family and his name, like every time you see any of them, they're like just they look and seem like they're dealing with what they're dealing with, losing everything, like so it's just his demise can't be hidden. All right, so let's see where we at with this article. Quote, the problem with earmarks is that they allow elected officials with political objectives to substitute their political needs with the neutral advice of experts about where resources are needed, Porter said in an interview. Excuse me. Quote, and we know from the data and from the research that earmarks disproportionately flow to wealthier and wider and more Republican communities, she added. They do not, in fact, flow to low income communities, communities of color, and the indigenous communities. Senate shakeup. Eliminating earmarks is among the proposals Porter is pitching as part of her Shake Up the Senate plan. She is also reiterating her call to abolish the filibuster, ban senators from trading stocks or accepting contributions from federal lobbyists and corporate PACs. I think, I think that's a, I think that, I mean, I definitely have to look more into her total campaign, but that seems like a pretty strong campaign that isn't like, it's pushing the envelope, but like more, like not like too much at once. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes that can be an issue with progressive campaigns, and not even just in politics, kind of with anywhere in life. I've come to find like, it's good to have somewhat of a focus. It helps you get it done, and it also helps other people to kind of latch on to what you're doing and understand what you're doing. You know, so that's another reason why I think Katie Porter is effective is because she seems to do a good job at not going after too much at once. You know what I'm saying? So Uh, she's good at what she does. And again, in terms of politics, she's very young, so she has a long time ahead of her. A former law professor, Porter has built a reputation as a champion for good government who has never taken corporate PAC or federal lobbyist donations. She said her proposal aims to address, quote, the subtle forms of corruption within the Senate, an environment she blames on both Democrats and Republicans. Quote, both parties have refused to take some of the actions that we must take to clean up our democracy. This approach will also bode well for her, especially just going forward. This approach, and not in like a just a pointless whataboutism type of way, like both sides are not like that, but just from a sense of being realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like just being realistic and addressing the broader issues within the system, systemic corruption that we deal with. Stuff like that. Oh, we got Margarita in the building. We got brother Vincent. What's going on, Vincent? How you doing? We got Vincent in here. All right, let's see. Um, where were we? Okay, here we are. She was the only House Democrat who did not file a request for earmarks last year, putting her in the company of about 30% of the House GOP conference. In the Senate, all but two Democrats have asked for earmarks in recent years, joining a minority of Republicans in the chamber who have been participating. Supporters of earmarks say the Constitution gives Congress the power of the purse. And lawmakers know the needs of their districts better than federal bureaucrats who otherwise would get to decide where funds go. The process of applying for and receiving the funds is also more transparent and restricted than it was in years when earmarks led to scandals. Porter's two main Democratic rivals for the Senate seat, Reps Barbara Lee and Adam Schiff, have a different view on earmarks. A July 2023 analysis by CQ Roll Call found that Lee requested $15.9 million in earmarks and Schiff requested $12.3 million. Both Schiff and Lee have criticized Porter for rejecting earmarks. Porter says earmarks haven't proven to be an effective tool to address what she says is one of California's biggest problems, the lack of affordable housing. Quote, that's a good example of how earmarks tend to go to certain communities and established organizations, she said. Porter is also promoting a bill barring members of Congress from trading stocks and would expand on a 2012 law known as the Stock Act that formerly barred insider trading by lawmakers based on the access to material non public information derived from their positions. It also required members to file timely disclosures when they buy or sell shares. The Stock Act 2.0 would also apply to the ban to other government officials, including the president and vice president, Supreme Court justices, and leaders of the Federal Reserve, along with their spouses and dependents. And again, stuff like this is popular with the broader public. Like things like this are easy to sell. Um, going after corruption, especially in times like this, it's pretty easy to sell. I mean, things can absolutely get in the way of that, but just politically, it's a good sell, and it's what needs to be done too. Sorry, y'all. The sniffles, the sniffles got me going crazy right now, but not too crazy. Ah, okay. What does she say? Where we at? Um, Lee and Schiff also back legislation governing the trading and ownership of individual stocks by members of Congress. Well, we have a rule that you're supposed to disclose stock trades that you make. And yet every year we see dozens of members, Democrats and Republicans, violate that rule, she said. So it's very, very clear that the problem is the rule itself is just not working. And we need to come up with a stronger solution. Under electoral California system, all candidates will compete in the nonpartisan March 5th primary, with the top two finishers qualifying for the November ballot. Well, I think that it's good to see Barbara Lee on there too. But again, just regarding Katie Porter, um, her political future is very strong. I don't think that she has that much to worry about. I don't think she's worried. I don't think she's really that kind of person. I think that, I mean, obviously she's realistic, she addresses concerns, but one of the things I like about Katie Porter is that she just goes, she bores ahead, you feel me, like she's a leader, you know what I'm saying, and part of leadership is having courage, and she has a lot of it, which is one of the things I like most about her, you know what I'm saying. She'll be uncomfortable for what needs to be done, and the more you're used to being uncomfortable, the more you comfortable with it, and you know what I'm saying. People like Katie Porter just they can't hide it, and it's good that they can't hide it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I like about her. All right, now where we at? Where we at? What should we do next? We have a variety of things to do. Hmm. All right, let's talk about or go over some of these pro-Palestinian protests. I know there's more than this, but these are just some of the top ones that came up today that are going on or that have gone on over the last several days. Mm, mm, mm. Pro-Palestinian protests block New York City bridges, Holland Tunnel. Over 100 arrested. Yeah, I don't if you're familiar. I mean that's so they blocked how everybody getting in and out of the city. So that's definitely making a statement.
Is there anybody else up there? Negative. The last one.
Oh, well, okay. Let's see. Let's read. New York City police arrested dozens of pro-Palestinian protesters who blocked traffic at the entrances to the Holland Tunnel and three East River bridges during the Monday morning commute. About 120 protesters were arrested while blocking entrances to the Holland Tunnel, which links downtown Manhattan with New Jersey. Protests also broke out at the Brooklyn Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge, and Manhattan Bridge, which connected Manhattan and Brooklyn. Okay, this is going around to the Brooklyn Bridge right here. The Holland Tunnel and the three bridges have since reopened. The Manhattan Bridge's upper level remained open during the protests as the protesters were on the lower level. All right, so here we go. And this happened today. This happened earlier today. And then and we'll go over one of the speech that Biden made, I think in South Carolina, and there were some pro-Palestinian protesters there as well. And I think there's a couple other places, but this is definitely going to be an issue that the world remains passionate about, and an issue that world leaders are going to have to work towards really resolving in some type of real way. You know what I'm saying? This isn't something that's just going to ease itself out. Hold on, let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Ugh. All right, let's see what's up now. Matter of fact, I think let's stay on this. Let me see, because again, we got quite a bit of stuff to go over, including again, like, bro, iPhones have gotten so much good ass advertisement in the last several days that I came across, man. Somehow this dude's iPhone fell out of it was like 16,000 feet. This dude's iPhone fell 16,000 feet from out of a plane, and they found it, and it works just fine. Sometimes life just gives you opportunities where you just, you got to take advantage of the advertisement because, life is constant advertisement. All right, let's see. Before we get to the one that happened, because before we go to the pro-Palestinian protested Biden and his speech, I want to go over the speech first, but I'm trying to see if there was something else that I had pulled up. Okay, yes, I thought so. We got, let's check this out from Arizona. Mm, let's see. All right, now let's see. Arizonans rally at state capitol to demand ceasefire in Gaza. Enough is enough. And again, we'll continue to see. And again, not just with this issue. Last year, one of the biggest things that we saw in the effectiveness of it. It's not new. It's just the necessity for it has returned in society. You know, worker strikes, general strikes, things like that, or a move towards general strikes. We're going to see a lot more of that. That's the season that we in. Okay, again, let's see where we at. All right. Arizonans gathered in the Rose Garden of the state capitol on the first day of the new legislative session to protest a proposed resolution backing the Israeli state's campaign in Gaza. They also echoed calls for an end to U.S. complicity in genocide. The resolution, expected to go for a vote on Monday, today, declares that the state of Arizona stands with Israel's right to defend itself and, quote, stands with the Israeli people in this time of pain and suffering and mourns for those who have needlessly lost their lives and for those who have lost loved ones. The measure makes no mention of the more than 22,800 Palestinians killed by the state of Israel since October, nor the decades of apartheid oppression they have suffered under Israeli occupation. Let's see, quote, enough is enough. Most of the world celebrated nearly 2 weeks ago Christmas, which spotlights the birth of Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. Dr. Warren H. Stewart, senior pastor at Phoenix. Okay, here's video from it.
أهلا وسهلا صباح الخير. Good morning, everyone. My name is Muna Hijazi. I am a longtime volunteer with the Arizona Palestine Solidarity Alliance. We are so proud and honored to be joined today in coalition with other organizations around Arizona and our interfaith partners in standing here loud and proud at the first day of the state legislative session of 2024 here in Arizona. The Arizona Palestine Solidarity Alliance has been around for about a decade. We're based in Tucson and have a new chapter here in Phoenix. We mostly do educational programs and lately a lot of protests. You can find us online at arizonapalestine.org and AZ2Palestine on Instagram. This morning we have a press conference with representatives from a diverse array of organizations. I'm going to go through their names and organizations now and then let them present themselves and speak their truth to power today, this morning, as we were here to kick off.
Okay, let's see. I'm just skimming through this to see if this is like different. These are different events. All right, I'm gonna read this in a sec. The warning to Biden and the Democratic Party. But hold on, what's this? Arizona's take a stand for Palestinian freedom. Uh, this was December 10th, right here. This pro-Palestinian rally. That's what this is right here. And Okay, so it says Arizona's issue stark warning to Biden and the Democratic Party. Participants at the press conference pointed out that state and federal lawmakers' actions diverge from those of many everyday Arizonans speaking out for the peace of the Middle East. Quote, The Arizona Muslim community is fed up with our own elected officials not calling for a ceasefire, said Dr. Ahmad uh, Iwasha. I don't know how to say that. I apologize. Of the Arizona Muslim Alliance. Quote, this is a demand of the vast majority of our Muslim voters. Muslim Americans have been instrumental in helping to deliver recent Democratic electoral victories, but voting patterns could shift in 2024 if the Biden administration does not change its tune toward Israel. Quote, since we are a swing state with around 10,000 votes difference that made President Biden win, based on this, we are getting our elected officials we are letting our elected officials know that our demands need to be fulfilled. Public calls for de-escalation have been loud and clear. Just last week, more than 150 people gathered at Honeywell Aerospace Global headquarters in Phoenix to protest the defense contractor's role in transferring weapons to the Israeli military. And okay, this is that protest right here. This is video from that.
Human rights for everyone!
Human rights for every land!
When people are occupied,
When people are occupied,
resistance is justified! When people are occupied, resistance is justified!
it's justified.
Not another nickel!
Not another dime. Not another nickel. Not another dime.
No more drills
Ah.
for Israel's crime!
No more drills for Israel's crime.
Not another nickel! Not another dime!
Not another nickel. Not another dime.
All right. And there we go. So this is out of Arizona. And next we'll go to some new surveys um, out of swing states with Biden and Trump. Let's see. Um, let's see. My bad, y'all. I was catching up with y'all in the chat. But yeah, that will continue again. That'll continue to be a pressing issue for world leaders globally. But the domestic issues is really what's going to turn this election, just like what turns every election at the end of the day. Um, in a sense of where the majority of attention goes. Like, so for instance, like, Republicans are always economy. But one of the issues with that is the economy's in terms right now is better than it was when Trump was in office. So those arguments are difficult. But Republican arguments aren't so again, the issue continues to be Biden bleeding voters because Republican arguments are not gonna like bring that vote over to Trump. Like they're just more likely to stay at home. So that'll continue to be a big issue, especially for swing states. And then pretty much everything else will come down to domestic issues like normal. So the Biden administration really is going to have to do more to address this. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We got Trent in the building. Who else we got? Oh, we got Brandy here. We got Andrea of Pennsylvania. Ugh. All right, now let's go to this. But again, and one I'm like, it's still polling is still all over the place. But one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is because, like, in the polling averages, Trump is up by 1 point, and like a lot of the networks, what you'll see is, they won't cover stuff like this. Like anything that's addressed in terms of these swing states, they'll just be like, Trump's in all up in all the polls. He's killing them in all the polls, and it's like not really. You feel me? Like they're really still neck and neck, um, which I'm not saying is a good thing for the Biden administration. All I'm pointing out is that often you won't see things like this being addressed, and this is just one poll. This is the Redfield and Wilton strategies. And even still, like up until we get a lot closer to the race, I'm not really going to be going over too much polling because, again, what you actually see is about an even peel. Like it'll be like, oh, this poll Trump's up, this poll Trump's up, this poll Biden's up, this poll Biden's up, this poll Biden's up, this poll Trump's up. Like that's really what you see. But often, what all you're seeing is it's like, oh, Trump's just running away with it. Like, nah, he's really not. They're still like this. Um, okay, let's see. And we were just talking about Arizona, but it says the poll found that the margins between Trump and Biden grew closer in Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, but that the former president still maintains an edge in all six states surveyed. So again, like going forward, it'll be real important just to pay real close attention to what's happening here. Because again, otherwise it's just down to simple things like domestic issues. And I mean, what Donald Trump doesn't really have a campaign to put together because if like it always blows my mind. People, it's like, when Donald Trump was in office, the whole goddamn country shut down for a year. Millions of people lost their jobs. You can point to things that the Trump administration did to make us less prepared for that, or point to things that the Republican institution did to make us less prepared for that. Like you can't say it's like you can't say, "Oh, the economy was so much better when Trump was in office." Like, no, it wasn't. Like, it's not like it's really great now, but looking at the metrics, it's better now than it was. So, you know, but even not even just for Joe Biden, again, for world leaders everywhere, like what's gonna happen to the Palestinians? That's not gonna be an issue that just disappears. Like, what's gonna happen to these people? And again, like at this point, in what we were talking about in Arizona, what we were just going over in Arizona, um, what's really the need to pass a resolution to say, I acknowledge that people in Israel have been targets of Hamas. Like, why do we need to pass continual resolutions for that? But we can't pass resolutions otherwise. Obviously, it's just to strengthen that political narrative we know. But like it's just so blanket and in your face with what's happening. And they can't sugarcoat it. Like, Netanyahu and he's not popular for it worldwide. Like, they're just taking more land because they can. That's all that's going on. Like, what was it? Like 22,800 people, Palestinians dead since October or something like that. I mean, like what? We're gonna continue to pretend like that's not a thing. Like, oh, okay, well, the rest of the world is not gonna act like that's not a thing. But again, not just Joe Biden, but everybody, every world leader globally, the people are gonna continue to stand up for this. All right, now let's see what else we got. Oh man, I forgot. I wanted to do this one first. It was some non-political related stuff. It was some nerd shit. But I think maybe we'll save that for Saturday. But we may get into that in a bit. All right, let's see. Why Republicans mad at Mike Johnson? Republicans are mad at Speaker Mike Johnson. What they mad about? Mm-mm. Let's see what's up. I'm just catching up with y'all comments. All right. Now, what they mad for? House GOPers see that Speaker Mike Johnson over $1.66 trillion spending deal with dams. Total failure. And it's like this gripe is so old, and we all know it's such BS, but it's just such an old gripe.
A bipartisan agreement yesterday on top line spending for the remainder of 2024. They're hoping to avoid a government shutdown later this month. We've got two major deadlines coming up. The deal setting the government's discretionary spending at a max level of $1.59 trillion. That includes nearly $900 billion for defense spending and $700 billion for non-defense spending. It also cuts IRS funding and COVID-19 spending. That, of course, has not been spent. That extra money that has not been spent goes away. The House Freedom Caucus slamming the deal on X, saying, don't believe the spin. Once you break through typical Washington math, the true total programmatic spending level is $1.658 trillion, not $1.59 trillion. This is a total.
I just all of a sudden went to something else. I was like, what? Just went somewhere else. Where are some of these okay, what does she have to say? Okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Who said this? The conservative House Freedom Caucus, the whole caucus, what they say. It's even worse than we thought. Don't believe the spin. The conservative House Freedom Caucus fumed on X. That's so ridiculous. X. Once you break through the typical Washington math, the true total programmatic spending level is 1.658 trillion, not 1.59 trillion. This is a total failure. All right, what do we see? What does she say? Marjorie Taylor Greene. I am a no to the Johnson Schumer budget deal. This 1.6 trillion dollar budget agreement does nothing to secure the border, stop the invasion, or stop the weaponized government targeting Biden's political enemies and innocent Americans. So much for the power of the purse. Oh, okay, so she not mad that it's too much money. She just mad that, you know, it's not MAGA enough. That's why she mad. She just mad because of where the money's going, not that it's too much money. That's what she really upset with. Right. They put somebody else in there. They're like, oh, we got him in there. Oh, he doing the same old thing. He doing the same old, same old. Oh my God. What a mess this is. Chip Roy, a $1,659 top line in spending. Oh, no, I think he meant to say 1.6. Okay, I see what it was. A 1.659 trillion top line in spending is terrible and gives away the leverage accomplished in the already not great caps deal. We'll wait to see if we get meaningful policy riders. But one, the NDAA was not a good preview. And two, as usual, we keep spending more money we don't have. Well, at least Chip Roy seems to be a bit more on par with the typical Republican message of the debt and the deficit. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's just like, the border, the invasion, World War Z. If this is the best Republicans can do, there's no hope of ever balancing our budget or securing the border. Congressman Bob Good. Republicans agreeing to spending levels $69 billion higher than last Schumer's debt ceiling deal with no significant policy wins is nothing but another loss for America. At some point, having the House majority has to matter. Stop funding this spending with an open border. Right, exactly. What their idea, honestly, their idea of a secure border is just having a Republican in office so they can shut up about it. That's it. That's all it is. Because whenever a Republican's not in office, they gripe and complain about things that Democrats are decently on top of compared to them. Like when the economy, like it's pretty consistent that the economy does better while Democrats are in office, or that Democrats come in and fix things up. And that doesn't make the Democratic Party as a whole like some type of raging progressive entity. But the Republican, they get in office and they just destroy everything. They just like jam everything up, by design. By design. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, that's really that's really gonna end up being. I mean, man, oh my god, man, I mean, just speaking of Donald Trump's campaign, he has so many issues. It really just would have been so much easier for Republicans to have really put in an effort to replace him, but that didn't happen. So there's no point in like going on and on about it. It's just like he has so many hurdles to get over that are going to get taller and taller with each passing day. Oh, okay. Let's see. Matt Gates. Matt Gates. He defended the plan. Oh, Leader McConnell. He said, "I'm encouraged that the speaker and Democratic leaders have identified a path toward completing fiscal year 2024 appropriations." Oh, that's Mitch McConnell. America faces serious national security challenges, and Congress must act quickly to deliver the full year of resources this moment requires. There, 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 we- there we go. Uh. Right, and then and then Obama deported even more people than Trump did. Man, like if Ron DeSantis actually had the juice and the will to really get Trump out of here, then I mean, it would have just been so much more of a strong campaign because because taking out an incumbent is not an easy thing to do. It doesn't happen often. And if you're gonna do it like handily, like with less issue, then you should be on somewhat of a clean slate. Like Trump doesn't really have a vision to sell other than all the vengeance, revenge, and retribution, all that BS that he's talking about. Because well, what else? What else can he say without us just being like, we got game tapes on you? Like, I'm gonna repeal and replace Obamacare. Like, no, you're not. Like, you nor anyone else is even gonna have a plan for that. You can't talk unless the economy just crashes. You can't talk about the economy was better when you were in office because it wasn't. Like, it's just it's it is what it is. But it's just funny. Just thinking about it, just politically speaking. Like, God, like he's his campaign is so terrible. And it's like if only I mean, I'm glad Ron DeSantis didn't have the juice, but it's just like, man, y'all really would have done better to just have somebody else. But but it is what it is. This is just such a ratchet ass election. All right, what we gonna go into now? Up here we go. See, this is why Trump is losing so bad in court. You know what like stuff like this. Like he his whole approach is either not an either. His whole approach is, I was president, so I can do whatever I want. Nothing counts. It doesn't matter. Like that I mean, and I would think even from a legal standpoint, it's like it's not really just a simple answer for Republicans to be like, "Oh, we're just going to give Trump the reins," because it's like if if people are keep talking about precedent, like, do y'all really want to set that precedent? Like, okay, well, after Trump, because there will be after Trump, if whenever Democrats get back in power, like, oh, do you want them to have sweeping, like executive power? Like, it's just like L after like in court. Like what was it? Over 60 court cases he lost trying to prove that he won. And he's still talking about he won in 2020. And it's like, bro, oh my God. Like how can you and this is why he keeps losing because it's like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. His whole fucking defense is, come on, just just let me off. Just let me do what I want. All right, let's see. Trump urges Georgia judge to dismiss election interference case over presidential immunity. Former President Trump urged a Georgia judge to dismiss the election interference case against him there Monday, arguing he was acting in his role as president and is therefore immune from criminal prosecution. Like, bruh, it's such a weak ass defense. It's such a weak ass defense. Yeah, so life that's ideal, but like that's ideal, but it's it's not like a guarantee, you feel me? It's like it's not just like, oh yeah, just gonna let things get like they're thinking about the consequences. Like these people aren't these people aren't not thinking about all the consequences because with or without Trump, Republicans have been doing what they've been doing for decades and they gonna keep doing what they've been doing even without him. So it's just like he's just taking so many L's. Like like the Supreme Court doesn't even matter because he's in all these fucking criminal trials. Like what they gonna do about that? Like this dude, and then he don't be. I mean, he paying Alina Habba. Man, I wouldn't want to be within 1,000 fucking planets of this dude if I was a lawyer. Cause how the fuck? How can you defend this dude? Like, cause the Supreme Court's different because they can just decide shit, but how the fuck can you defend this man in court? Like he has no defense. Like he has to be the biggest fucking nightmare ever for a lawyer. All right, so let's see. Former President Trump urged a Georgia judge. Okay, we just read that. Trump's counsel argued in a new motion that the actions alleged in the indictment, which accuses the former president and 18 others of joining a criminal enterprise bent on keeping him in the White House after he lost the 2020 election, life within the outer perimeter of his official duties as president. Like again, like at the end of the day, it's like, oh, just let him off. Like, and that's why appeal after appeal, like he just trying to delay it. But like, bro, like who the who would ever want to be this dude's lawyer at this point? The historical practice over 234 years confirms the power to indict a current or former president for his official acts does not exist, Trump attorney Steve Siddall argued. Such immunity is particularly appropriate for the president because the presidency involves especially sensitive duties, requires bold and unhesitating action, and would be crippled by the threat of politically motivated prosecutions. Trump faces 13 charges in Fulton County, including a state racketeer influenced and corrupt organizations count. Oh my God. This shit is crazy. I did not know that magnets work better in you said they can't work in water. No, I didn't know that. I just learned something totally new from randomly glancing up at the chat. All right, here well, okay, what else? And again, they keep saying no, no. And he just trying to delay because man, there's no way that they know they ain't got nothing. It's like, bruh, this dude is crazy. Um, let's see where we at. What is this? Just commentary. And then we gonna get to some Trump commentary. He's so dumb. Oh my God, he's just such an idiot. Ex-Trump press secretary says his base would rather believe any conspiracy than realize he's a fraud who doesn't care about America. Yes, indeed. What they gonna say?
I think that when you believe in somebody so much, when you believe in somebody like Donald Trump, and I can speak to this because I actually did believe in him for a very long time. I think that when you put it all on the line and believe in somebody, I think it's easier than to just want to believe that the FBI, that law enforcement, that the people who go to help us.
Oh, they can? Okay, well, look, I'm glad I glanced back up because I was about to go off thinking like, oh, they don't work in water. I learned something new today. I'm glad I glanced back up.
us when we're in trouble would be behind something rather than admitting that the person you've been backing for years and years is a fraud and actually doesn't care about the American people or our country. I say that just from personal experience. It was really hard for me to come to terms with who he was because I really believed in him, his policies, and the person I thought he was. So that's what I think. I think that people just would rather believe these conspiracy theories rather than admit that they were wrong about this person.
Yeah, and Stephanie, I mean, you were around him so much. I mean, based on your experience, when he peddles this stuff, does he know he's lying? Does he convince himself that the lie is true? Is he just kind of a crackpot who believes in conspiracy theories, and so he thinks what he's saying is true? Which
Man, who knows what the hell Donald Trump actually thinks? And even if he was like a regular minded person, like imagine actually having to deal with being in the position that he's in. Man, he all over the place, man. Donald Trump is all over the place. And his base is all over the place, right along with him. Right along with him. All right, let's see what's up. Now what we gonna do now? All right, let's see Donald Trump talking about he just rambles and says things like he just says random things as he rambles.
The Civil War was so fascinating, so horrible, was so horrible, but so fascinating. It was, I don't know, it was just different. I just find it, I'm so attracted to seeing it. So many mistakes were made. See, there was something I think could have been negotiated, to be honest with you. I think you could have negotiated that. All the people died. So many people died. You know, that was the disaster. If you got hit by a bullet in the leg, you were essentially going to die or lose the leg. That's why you had so many people, no legs, no arms. If you got hit in the arm or the leg, it meant you were up because the infection, gangrene. It was just such a, you know, sort of a horrible time. But that's, I was thinking to myself because I was
Like imagine just I've heard people talk about reading his trans or like, reading his speeches. Imagine like, bruh, he's just everywhere. Like he not talking about nothing. They could have been negotiated. Like what it was either slavery continued or not. Like what is there to negotiate with a side that just wants it? Like he doesn't know anything about anything. He just rambles.
reading something and I said, this is something that could have been negotiated, you know?
This could have been negotiated, like he's just so simple-minded. Like, why didn't they try to negotiate this? Like, oh, no one tried to negotiate this. Like, he's so dumb.
I said, this is something that could have been negotiated, you know? It was just for all those people to die, and they died viciously. That was a vicious, vicious war. And in many ways, look, they're all this nothing nice about it, but boy, that was a tough one for our country. But I think it's Abraham
Like,
Lincoln.
what are you talking about?
Of course, if you negotiated it, you probably wouldn't even know who Abraham Lincoln was. He would have been president, but he would have been president. He wouldn't have been the Abraham Lincoln. Would have been different, but that would have been okay. It would have been.
But then again, if they would have negotiated it, then Abraham Lincoln wouldn't have been the historic Abraham Lincoln that we all know and love. Then he wouldn't be the Republican Lincoln that ended slavery. All right, let's see what's up now. Before we get to the apple being made of what you call it, what they call that, vibrant. What is that? Damn, I'm thinking of that metal that's on Wolverine's skeleton. What is his skeleton? Adamantium. Goddamn, iPhones made out of adamantium. They had to pay up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They had to pay up just a little bit. Apple pays out over claims it deliberately slowed down iPhones. Complainants will receive a cut of a $500 million settlement, which works out to around $92 per claim. Hey, I guess a free $92 is could come in handy for a lot of things. Apple agreed to settle the lawsuit in 2020, stating at the time it denied any wrongdoing but was concerned with the cost of continuing litigation. A similar case underway in the UK is seeking $1.6 billion in compensation. The U.S. case dates back to December 2017 when Apple confirmed a long held suspicion among phone owners by admitting it had deliberately slowed down some iPhones as they got older. They trying to get you to spend that money. Your iPhones, man, they gonna get their money. Like they be putting out new chargers with new pieces. So now this end won't fit on the old phone on the new phone. So you got to get a new charger too. Go ahead and cough up like $20 extra to us. And then after that, Apple doesn't really let you like cross over to platforms like on Microsoft with anything for real. Like, so it makes it difficult to do like any type of real tech work. You got to have all Apple products, which are fine products, but sometimes it's like, damn it. But I get it. I get it. Get your money. Go ahead and get your money. It said that as batteries age, their performance decreased, and so the quote slowdown lengthened the phone's lifespan. But it was accused of throttling the performance of certain iPhones without telling its customers, and the uproar resulted in Apple offering a cut price battery replacement to fix the problem. It led to the U.S. legal action. At the time of the settlement, it was estimated that each person might receive as little as $25 each, but the actual payout appears to be almost four times that sum. Oh, well, look, hopefully you're one of the people who's going to get $92. $92. Go ahead and get your $92. You know what I'm saying? All right, now let's see what's up. What we gonna go to next? Oh yeah, we got the Blizzard Watch. We got the Blizzard Watch. Over 40 states under blizzard wind, snow, or flood alerts as winter storms cross country.
Now, more than 40 states from California to New York are on alerts for blizzard conditions, strong winds, flooding, heavy snow. Ginger is here with the track and timing of the new storms. Good morning, Ginger.
Morning to you, Robin. Every state except North Dakota has some sort of alert. So it started in the Rockies, the second storm. It has already made its way down into the plains. And there's going to be so much going on the next couple of days, including blizzard warnings around Seattle for the first time in more than a decade. So we'll get to that third storm. But let's talk about the second one with the high wind alerts from New Mexico and Texas that extend all the way into the Northeast, like Maine. So that means 40 to 65-mile-per-hour winds just overall. That's the kind that really moves the patio furniture and certainly anything that you've got outdoors. But when we're talking about strong tornadoes, that's for New Orleans late this evening along I-10, Mississippi, Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, George. This is a serious threat for.
That's how you know climate change ain't real, because it's still cold outside, because there's still blizzards. If it was real, why would it be blizzards outside? Why would it be cold? I can go outside right now, put my hand, pick up a whole handful of snow right now. That's how you know it ain't real. That's how you know it's a conspiracy. It's a liberal conspiracy. It's one of them gay liberal conspiracies. They want you to believe in climate change. First they get you to believe in climate change. Next thing you know, you're queer. All right, let's see what's up. It did snow quite a bit over here where I'm at. It's more slush. It's more slushed up. You feel me? But it did snow over here. Okay, what's Alina Haba talking about? It's always a pleasure to see something that she talking about. All right, let's see. Oh. Donald Trump's lawyer Alina Haba claims ex-president barely sleeps because he works so hard for the country. No, he barely sleep because he trying to stay out of prison. He doing everything he can. Cause I mean, bro, how could anybody sleep? Bruh. All right, let's see what she had to say. Alina Haba. He pays her. He don't be paying everybody, but he pays her. I'm pretty sure there's a video on her somewhere. Is it gonna take a while to pop up because I know I seen it? Hold up. Oh, we gotta go to X. We have to go. Oh, it's just a 10-second video. No, he did. Okay, she just said, she just said that's all she said is he barely sleeps. He's just working so hard. No, he doesn't sleep because he's paranoid. He paranoid, man. He got a lot to deal with, man. Brother Trump is fighting a lot. He's fighting a lot. All right. I think we just looked at this, but let me see. Okay, let's see more into this. Now, again, like, bro, Trump demands election crimes case be dropped in new filing because nobody told him overturning election was a crime. Bro, this defense, this is the classic defense. Like even when you're not talking about Trump, like when you talk about like bankers and stuff like that, you feel me? Like at first they people that you gotta listen to. You feel me? Like you have to consider their word to be gold. They're brilliant, you know, don't question them. But as soon as they get caught up in their crimes, it's like, oh, I don't know, I'm just a dumb guy, you know, what I'm saying? I'm just stupid, you know. Come on, I didn't mean it like that. Come on, you know, that's the classic defense, and oftentimes it works. Oftentimes that defense works, but man, it's not working for Trump in in the court system. Because how can it, man? Like, dude, like it's oh god. Again, who would oh he's a lawyer's nightmare. Who the fuck would want to be his lawyer at this point? I guess Alina Habba, at least she making her money out of that. So she invests it right, she'll be all right. Trump, okay, okay, what was it? And a new filing. Oh God, what is this? Our country has a long-standing tradition of forceful political advocacy regarding widespread allegations of fraud and irregularities in a long list of presidential elections throughout our history. Therefore, President Trump lacked fair notice that his advocacy in the instance of the 2020 presidential election could be criminalized. President Trump, like all citizens, is entitled to have so like all citizens, you know, we're entitled to get off with a warning if we break the law. You know, we could just be like, my bad, I didn't know. All right, go ahead and yeah, okay. And again, that's why in the in the court that's why he keeps losing. Because how the hell can you win with this in court? You know, again, people can still vote for him, but how can you win? How can you win with this in court? Like, bro, come on, man. Like, okay. Okay, so this is says, see United States v. Lanier, 1997, quote, no man shall be criminally responsible for conduct which he could not reasonably understand to be prescribed. That's like a case of insanity. Isn't that like, I mean, what does that say? That's what that says to me. It's like, and Trump's just, he's insane, which he is. He is definitely insane. He like, bro, like this dude. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Biden Biden remains neck and neck with a man who's just objectively losing in court. Like again, he's gonna keep losing in court. Biden's neck and neck with him though. But again, like bro, come on. Like again, like that's like a come on. Like you can't give me something better than this. Like that's like your homie who you done bailed out too many times. It's like, bro, come on, man. You got to give me something better than this, man. Like, because again, his defense literally is, well, I can do what I want. I can do whatever I want. Bro, come on. All right, now here we go with the titanium, fucking adamantium iPhone cases that just never break. They never break. iPhone that got sucked out of Alaska Airlines plane and fell 16,000 feet is found on the ground and still works. I mean, what is there? Okay, no video, no need. It's all good. When a door plug on an Alaska Airlines plane suddenly ripped off minutes into a flight on Friday evening. Everyone on board remained safe, but several objects were sucked out of the aircraft and fell roughly 16,000 feet, including what appears to be an intact and working iPhone. Washington resident Sean Bates tweeted on Sunday that he found an iPhone on the side of the road that was still in airplane mode with half a battery and open to a baggage claim for the for the plane involved in Friday's incident, Alaska Airlines ASA 1282. The phone also has a piece of a charger still stuck inside. Thing got yanked out the door, Bates tweeted. I don't know how he talks. I don't know why I just said it like that. Survived a 16,000-foot drop, perfect intact. I mean, you got to win some money for some shit like that. Apple got to give you something for that. I would want that phone cased. I would never want to use it again. I would want that phone put in some type of a fucking case. I'm so serious. That's what I would do. I would get me another phone. I'd be like, Apple, you got to give me another phone and give me a case. Use this as advertisement. Give me a little cut and be good. Oh, there we go. Look at it. He found it. Boom. He picked it up. And they got that baggage claim, Alaska Airlines baggage receipt. Well, what do you know? But imagine too, like even if you like did you couldn't like frame it or something, you could just use it again. You'd be like, yo, that's pretty hot, man. That's pretty hot. I don't know why I just chose that, but apparently it turns me on. Apparently a solid, well engineered, well put together iPhone makes me want to get it on. All right, hold on. Let's see what's up. Pro-Palestinian protesters crash Biden's speech. I think this was in South Carolina. Let's check it out.
Knows what the Bible teaches. We shall know the truth, and the truth shall set us free. But the truth is under assault in America. As a consequence, so is our freedom, our democracy, our very country, because without the truth, there's no light. Without light, there's no path from this darkness.
You really care about the lives lost here? You should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Look, I mean, listen, the reality is people should continue, people should keep that up, and people will keep that up. So we'll see how the Biden administration responds to that, especially in regards to swing state votes and the Muslim American vote. But it's good to see things like this, and we're going to continue to see things like this. And again, not just here, not just in regards to this election, but just because people want something done about it in general. Because again, the narrative of like, oh, we all have to like people been acknowledged that like terroristic slaughter is not something people support. Like we've acknowledged that. Like we don't need to keep passing resolutions and pretending like tens of thousands of Palestinians aren't dying, pretending like what's happening isn't happening. So the entire world will continue to stand up over this.
And I've been quietly. Look, folks, I understand their passion, and I've been quietly working. With the Israeli government to get them to reduce and significantly get out of Gaza. I'm using all that I can to do it. But I understand the passion. Look, folks, after the civil... Thank you.
All right, let's see. Nah. Yeah, see, like I said, I keep seeing this article that I wanted to start with. We started with with probably the best story of the day in terms of just Katie Porter updates with Katie Porter. But I wanted to start with this, but now I think we might as well just go ahead and wait for this upcoming Saturday. Because um one of the things that I talk about with Star Wars is how much potential it has if they just, go outside of the Skywalker family, but we'll just wait for Saturday to talk about this. And I'm thinking maybe for our daily streams, we may start off with kind of non-political non-political topics, just to mix it up a little bit, because it's a lot of heavy stuff. But yeah, no, we'll save that for Saturday. What's on the New Yorker? I didn't see the New Yorker cover. Hold on, let's see. I'm about to look it up. New Yorker cover. New Yorker cover. What we got, Jenny? I got a whole bunch that pulled up. All right, let's see. Some good news. Hold on, let's see. Hold on one second before I get to this. Okay, I think that yeah, we already went over that. All right, so some good updates for cannabis. Some good weed updates. Some really good weed updates. I guess in terms of the ball continuing to be pushed. The ball being pushed. I don't think that's how you say it. Whatever. Wisconsin Republicans unveil medical marijuana bill after Evers voices support. Again, man, it's like at this point, just make the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, just make the damn money. Just collect the tax dollars, man. Wisconsin Republicans on Monday unveiled a highly restricted plan to legalize medical marijuana in the state. A proposal years in the making that comes less than a week after Democratic Governor Tony Evers voiced support for the idea. The bill would limit medical marijuana only to severely ill people with chronic diseases such as cancer and allow for it to be dispensed at only 5 state-run locations. Smokable marijuana would not be allowed. Oh, well, I guess it is a teensy tiny step in the right direction, but a step in the right direction nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? A step in the right direction nonetheless. Oh, we got Dragon Ball Super Dope in the building. What's popping? What's going on? We got Wisconsin slowly stepping in the right direction. But I guess a little bit is better than nothing. You feel me? But Jesus, oh my God! All right, so now we got what we got? Hold up. Um, the measure is far from the full legalization the Everson Democrats have pushed unsuccessfully to pass for years. Still, Evers said last week he supports creating a medical marijuana program if that's all that can be done now. Oh, they're gonna have to push harder for this. No smokable marijuana though. Only if you're severely ill and you still can't smoke it. It's got to be something other than smokable. That's whack as hell. Well, yeah. Well, I guess it's a tiny step in the right direction, but definitely we're gonna have to do better than that. We definitely gonna have to do better than that. All right, now because and this is some of why we're gonna have to do better than that. Let's look at this right quick. What we got? More updates with the marijuana. Missouri, $370,000 fine for pesticide violations. Maryland rakes in $12.2 million weed taxes. Wisconsin, and we just went over the Wisconsin medical marijuana. All right, where we at? Where we at? Missouri's cannabis turmoil. Oh, we got a pesticide penalty, the CBD company, and social equity license woes. In a recent settlement with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Missouri based CBD American Shaman has agreed to pay $370,000 in fines. The agreement resolves allegations of the company's illegal sale and distribution of 6 antimicrobial pesticides, including products like Shaman Cleansing Wash and Shaman Cleaning Gel, according to him today. This action follows an EPA citation for not registering these products as mandated by the Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act. In new developments around the state's social equity licensing scandal, a recent Division of Cannabis Regulation report shows around 43% of microbusiness license applicants are from outside the state. See, look, and that's another reason, man, you got to legalize it because of people, man, people be coming from outside the states too. Even if people don't necessarily come to that state specifically to buy weed, what if they're visiting there? You feel me? Like, what if they're visiting and they're just on vacation or whatever, for whatever reason they visiting? You know what I'm saying? Like, legalize it, collect the money. All right. Where's, oh, okay, here we go. Maryland collects $12.2 million in legal sales tax amid debate over odor based police searches. What? Okay, Maryland's first fiscal quarter of recreational cannabis sales since its July 1st legalization brought in $12.2 million in tax revenue. And Maryland is not a big state. As far as I know, I don't think it is, if I remember correctly. This figure announced by Comptroller Brooke E. Learman is based on a 9% tax from about $135 million in total sales. The revenue will support various state and county initiatives, reflecting the industry's growing contribution to Maryland's economy. Maryland legislators are reconsidering a law that prohibits the police from using the odor of marijuana as probable cause for vehicle stops and searches. Nice, 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 nice. This change, effective since July 1st, has sparked debate over its impact on road safety and the enforcement of impaired driving laws, according to the Daily Record. Critics argue it hinders police efforts, while supporters emphasize its role in addressing racial disparities in traffic stops. We just looked at the Wisconsin stuff. Hawaii hemp industry battles threat of overregulation under proposed law. Hawaii's hemp industry opposes a proposed law that lumps hemp with recreational and medical marijuana under the Hawaii Cannabis Authority. Concerns include excessive regulation, THC limits on hemp products, and the impact on the industry's growth. Hawaii's hemp market is valued at up to $54 million with substantial farmer investments, according to Civil Beat. There we go. There we go. Oh, yes. In California, there is, bro, it's so many, which is, it's great. And California is so relaxed. It's so chill compared to where I'm at. But like, there's so many dispensaries in California. You literally could never ever, like, bro, like you could just walk outside and it's, especially in Southern California, it don't really get cold for real. So like, it don't really be cold in Southern California. So at most, you just got to throw on a little light jacket and you can walk to a dispensary that's probably very close to where you live. Um, who cares about this right here? Megan McCain, who cares? Trump threatens to indict Biden if the courts don't give him blanket immunity. I think we already pretty much went over most of that. Now, that concludes our Monday stream. And it was a very good Monday stream. It was a longer Monday stream than normal because oftentimes things are just slow on Mondays. But the year is not brand new. It's still brand new. It's still a brand new year, but it's not brand new. You feel me? We're in the second week of the year. We got Donald Trump, who, despite the fact that he's taken L after L in court, we got the Biden administration who, they're gonna have to really put in a lot of effort to get people to the polls. But we're gonna keep taking it one day at a time. We'll see what happens. Other than that, man, I think that it's going to be an interesting year for sure. I think it's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy, but I think there's going to be a lot of good things that happen. So let's all be sure to keep our eyes peeled on just things other than Biden v. Trump, because there's a whole world of stuff happening. Let's do our best to keep our eyes peeled for positive motion because there's a lot of it. We'll have our next members meeting this upcoming weekend. I'll make sure I get in touch with everybody about that. Other than that, I'll get these clips out. I'm going to the laundromat tomorrow. Catch me on the Damage Report with John Adirola at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Other than that, I greatly appreciate all of y'all, and you have a good afternoon.